Nobody likes a heckler, and if you're WNBA superstar Caitlin Clark, you're not about to ignore that sort of toxic behavior. You're going to make your voice heard. Caitlin Clark knows how to shut down haters like a pro.
I can't play like you do.
Yeah, we know.
And she made that clear during a playoff game against the Connecticut Sun. After a fan heckled her mid-game, she complained to officials, and it's clear they understood Clark's concerns as they escalated the matter to security, and the man was briefly pulled aside.
And now security is going to have a conversation with that gentleman.
As of this video, no reports have been made as to what exactly the fan had said to anger Clark to the point that she called on officials to intervene. However, as seen in ESPN footage, her teammate, Nalissa Smith, seemed taken aback by it too, making a face as Clark clued her in. Speaking of the ESPN footage, the commentators did note that the fan and Clark had a bit of a back and forth leading up to her approaching the game's officials. Again, though, no word on what was said by either of the parties involved. What we do know, however, is that when security learned of Clark's complaint, they wasted no time in calling the fan out. Just moments after officials approached them, a security officer headed over to the man pointed out by the WNBA star, tapped him on the back, and told him to get up from his seat. The man obliged immediately and headed over to speak with the security team, though according to some reports, he was allowed to return not long after. Unfortunately, as with the fans' comments, it's not clear what went down in the conversation that he was permitted back in. That said, while experts have previously mused that Clark struggles to hold back on haters, something tells us the fact that security intervened in the first place is a sure sign that there was more to this situation than mere criticism from a heckler. The WNBA is yet to explicitly address the situation between Caitlin Clark and the unnamed heckler. Having said that, post-game, the association did share a reminder to would-be spectators via X, formerly known as Twitter. The statement warned, "The WNBA will not tolerate racist, derogatory, or threatening comments made about players, teams, and anyone affiliated with the league." It went on to note that anyone who failed to behave respectfully would be dealt with accordingly by security. And if deemed necessary, the association said law enforcement would be called on as well. Of course, it does bear mentioning that the very same night as Clark's run-in with a spectator, Sun player Alyssa Thomas shared in a press conference that she and her teammates had dealt with repeated instances of disrespect from Fever fans, saying,
"Basketball is headed in a great direction, but nah, we don't want fans that are going to degrade us and call us racial names."
Thomas went on to say something needed to be done about it, hinting that either the Fever team or the WNBA needed to address it. With that in mind, there's a very good chance that the WNBA's X statement had more to do with Thomas's statements than with the situation between Clark and the spectator. However, it's also possible that it was a blanket statement on how the league would deal with any kind of disrespect against its players going forward. Given the controversy, calling out poor behavior from spectators is a small step in the right direction. Hopefully, at some point, fans won't need reminders to mind their manners at WNBA games or anywhere else.